Hey guys, welcome to the CO visit. Colin here, and got my trusty coffee. Uh, well, some of you have probably already found out it's my birthday today, so woo-ha. So one of my stepdaughters already gave me this. She made it. She actually went and bought a cup. I don't know where, and then she filled it with chocolate. So we actually already kind of celebrated it a couple of weeks ago. We went out kind of an early. I probably mentioned it that we had an early birthday party, and I'm not real big on doing a whole lot. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's kind of like, for me, I'm into it for like the kids and stuff like that, but later on it's not my thing. It's kind of one of those things. It's kind of difficult. It's like uh it I've tried to take on like a different attitude about it, and but I don't know. I don't want to sound like an ass. I mean, I like doing it for other people, in my family and other, I know about my coworkers and stuff like that. I like to see other people happy, but for myself, I really don't care. Bottom line, it doesn't, you know, make me feel anything because I never grew up celebrating birthdays. It was never a part of my life, and there was such a stigma around that about how they taught us about them. And I never celebrated anybody's birthday in my family, my brothers, anybody. So it just, when you're at that critical time in your life where you're developing, when you're a child, and you just don't make those connections, there's no emotional connection to it or anything like that. So it is what it is, guys. I'm just being sincere, just being honest. But anyway, well, also welcome to episode 2 of JW Lore. So I want to talk today about something that happened in my hometown, and I'd like to hear from you guys if you had similar stories around the areas where you grew up or wherever you were practicing as Jehovah's Witnesses. But as part of JW Lore, it seems like every part had a place where, for the Great Tribulation specifically, when the preaching work would be banned and the kingdom halls would be shut down, and we'd have to be worshiping basically underground, and all the literature would be taken away and all of that. People supposedly, and I say this is lore because I never found any like confirmation of this. It was just a myth, basically, that certain witnesses had hid literature in different areas around the town so that when that time period came around, we would be able to have access to some literature or Bibles or whatever. So in my hometown, it was in what everybody knows as the pink elephant. That's what I put on the thumbnail, and it's also in the intro to this video. So in my hometown of Grand Rapids, Minnesota, there was a territory that we worked quite frequently, which was the River Road. So you go down the River Road, and I don't remember the exact address or the exact area, but you turn off to the right, and there's a neighborhood. And then in this one yard, there's this big, like, I don't know if it's made out of ceramic or if it's like a drywall type material or fiber or something like that. But there's this big pink elephant that this artist made years and years ago. Interestingly, this person never had anything to do. This person wasn't a witness. They had nothing to do with the congregation. But for some reason, this myth always existed that inside of that pink elephant, there is Watchtower literature. Interesting, because this gives us a little glimpse, guys, into what it was to be a witness back in those days. And that pink elephant was probably there since the 70s, at least 60s or 70s. Been there a long time. Back in those days, that's how urgent it was. That's how scared we were of the end coming. of the Great Tribulation. That we had to think that somewhere along the line somebody had hidden literature so that we could have it during the tribulation. Now, of course, at that time, nobody had enough foresight to realize that in the coming years and in the coming decades, Jehovah's Witness doctrine and literature would change so many times that you couldn't even use that literature anymore because it's old light. It's now practically apostate material because that literature now is so outdated that it contains certain doctrines and interpretations and viewpoints that either didn't come true or simply they got new light and the governing body changed it and said, well, from one day to the next, well, we don't see things that way anymore. Well, I guess they thought, well, some literature is better than nothing, right? Even if it's wrong now, it's better to have something. Pretty amazing, isn't it? You see, all that kind of stuff, that lore, those myths, that's gone. That's gone. It doesn't exist anymore because anything that could have caused any type of urgency like that, particularly the 1914 belief and the generation of 1914, that all passed away. It's all gone. The only thing that passed away, in fact, was that doctrine because it never came true. All the people from 1914 died, no end, no tribulation. Well, and here we are in 2024, nearly 2025, and that never happened. So it wasn't the generation that would by no means pass away. It became the doctrine, the interpretation, the old light that passed away. Well, I'll show you guys some of these, what I got here. There's a, I don't know, little sucker, I guess. And here's another sucker. I'll give these to her because I don't eat stuff like this. Chokis. These are Honduran cookies. Chokis. Bonobon or Bonabon. I don't know how you say them in the U.S. This is, I think this is donkey milk. They're called donkey milk. And one of the most famous Honduran chocolates, chocobolas. Chocobolas, they're like little soccer balls. So that's what I got. So the one I will eat, so you can see it right now, you guys probably know these ones, is the bonobon. And just to let you know, so you can see some of the sweets, some of the candy down here in Honduras. I hope the neurotic people won't have a fit. Let's see here. They never make these things easy to open. And by the time you open it, it's all smashed and, here we go. So this is the bonobon. It's chocolate. It's got wafer on the inside. Pretty good. I'll save these for later here. If I start smacking and chomping on these, people will go crazy in the comment section. So yeah. And here with me, faithfully listening to the CO visit. Saturno, or as we like to call him, Negrito. Negrito, Saturno. He's like, whatever, I'm sleeping. He's going to sleep. He already ate. We gave him some food, so he's in sleep mode right now. So yeah, so that's part of the JW lore for episode 2 today, the pink elephant. supposedly full of Watchtower literature from the 70s and 80s. That's a famous one among witnesses of my hometown, Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Everybody knew about that one, but could never confirm it. You'd have to go bust that thing open, and well, that can't happen until the tribulation. Kind of made you wonder, the lores never really hold up because it's like, well, if you go over there and you bust that thing open, like the owners are going to see it. If there's all this literature you're taking out of there, you'll probably get arrested anyway. So it doesn't really hold up. Anyway, well, let me know down in the comment section as well if you have any such myths of hidden literature in your areas. I'm sure you probably do. So thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe. I've been seeing that each week. I've been getting consistently nearly or over sometimes 4,000 views on these videos, which means there's like over 2,000 more people that are consistently watching the videos, but they don't subscribe. I don't know if that means they just don't want to, or maybe they're active witnesses and they're curious and they're watching it, but they don't want to, have my videos popping up on their feed. I get that. I understand it. It would be nice if you subscribe though. It's for the algorithm, guys. It won't cost you a thing. Anyway, see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching the CO visit.